High snap, play action, Nichols underneath, caught, gets away from one tackler, gets away from two tacklers, down the sidelines, one man to beat, stutter step, getting away to the end zone, number 8, Dylan Talley, touchdown, Bowie.
Robertson in motion, Craven's back to pass, goes across the middle, Ghostin holds it in, he's gonna go to the touchdown, to the house, Cravens to Ghostin, Colt, touchdown!
As a tight end, pulls a guard, Barrett finds the hole, follows the pulling guard, cuts outside, bounces outside to the 20, 10, 15, 5, touchdown, Bowers, touchdown, Bowie!
Out of the stretch. Sky towards left center field. The wind is carrying it. Is it gone? It is! Jackson Irons with a 2-run shot over the left center field fence. He'll plate Wharton, and it's 6-4. There's still an insurance run that is about to get driven in on this base hit. Flores delivers the insurance run. Burkle out of position. They've got to pass, and they've got to go! Patomeco with the pass. Narario has a bit of a look. Shot on goal, and he gets it in! Two tight end set here as we go to the left-hand side with B.J. Rogers. Rogers is into the second level. B.J. Rogers to midfield. One man trying to catch up to him, but he will not. Number 6 in for 6. That will do it.
This broadcast is under intellectual property and may not be repurposed or reproduced without express written consent. Enjoy this presentation from...
Good evening, baseball fans. It's second season game day in Grand Prairie, Texas, and Zap has all the action you're looking for. Broadcasting live, this is Texas High School Baseball presented by John Wade Roofing. The pregame show is coming up right after this.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
If you're a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage, or perhaps just navigating the complexities of Medicare, look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial auto, or even life and health insurance, their agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346.
Go.
It's Thursday Night Lights here on the Zap Network as we bring you the first game of bi-district action from Grand Prairie's Gopher Park between the Richardson Eagles and your Arlington Colts. We are kicking it old school tonight. If you're tuned in on the YouTube network with Zach Arnold Productions, the UIL charges $250 per game to video broadcast playoff games. So we're going to be bringing you all the action old school tonight with live play-by-play and a static score bug that Mom, who is here to my side, Patsy, my wife, and Zach's mom, is going to be running all the stats on the scoreboard tonight to keep you up to date visually. Welcome to the booth, Mom. Glad to have you with us tonight.
Thanks, Pops. It's good to be here.
This is the Chapman Cornelius pregame show. Fans, the pregame show is brought to you by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc., a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have served the Arlington area for over 50 years. Don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom insurance plan tailored to your small business's needs and budget. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346 or go to www.chapman-cornelius.com. Check YouTube to see if we're live. Let's look at some of the recent action. The last time out, Arlington High has clinched the outright district championship for the second time in 3 years with a dramatic win over South Grand Prairie last Saturday afternoon. The Colts are 18-12 overall and come into this game 11-3 in the district action headed into by district. After the Colts jumped out on Saturday to a 5-0 lead in the third inning, South then responded with 6 unanswered runs to take a 6-5 lead heading into the 6th inning. London Prater's RBI in the 6th tied it at 6-6, and then Gannon Howard hit an RBI double in the top of the 7th to retake the lead 7-6. Turning to Tuesday's starter, Danny Bustamante, he came out, got 2 strikeouts to retire the Warriors and give the Colts the win and the top seed in the Division I bracket heading into by-district playoffs. Arlington also collected a 3-0 tune-up win versus Granbury on Monday afternoon as both teams were preparing for their respective postseasons. So who are we playing tonight? Richardson. The Richardson Eagles are 15-12 overall, 15-12-1 overall with an 8-6 district record. They secured a postseason spot with their wins over Irving MacArthur in the final week of the season. The Eagles do have a 5-2 win over state-ranked Dallas Jesuit. However, they suffered losses to the likes of Irving and Irving Nimitz as well. Richardson returns 5 starters from last year's squad, including senior all-district performer Barrett Herr. Game 1 will be played here at Grand Prairie High School. Game 2 will be at Richardson High School's The Nest ball field. And Game 3, if necessary, will be at Colt Field on Saturday. I'm going to turn it over to Patsy. Give us a little more info about the Colts in general, highlights from this season, Mom.
Defense and pitching has carried Arlington this season. The defense holds a fielding percentage of .954, and as a team, the pitching staff has a 2.65 ERA. Anchoring that is Danny Bustamante, who is 8-2 with a 1.78 ERA. He has a perfect game, a no-hitter, and 6 total complete game shutouts as a junior. In relief, senior Mason Hensley has a 0 ERA when not anchoring down shortstop. Also helping hold down the Colt defense is 2-time District Defensive Player of the Year and Austin College commit catcher Jeremiah Taylor.
Thanks, Mom. That's some impressive statistics there. And, you know, we have some other Colts on this team who are college-bound. You mentioned Jeremiah Taylor headed to Austin College. Number 25, infielder Matthew Wynn is also headed to Austin College for the next level. Number 10, infielder and pitcher Mason Hensley is headed to Kansas City, Kansas Community College. And number 17, the utility player Sam Harper is headed to Redlands Community College up in Oklahoma. So we're always glad to see the Colts get to play at the next level after they leave high school. And those 4 young men will be representing the Colts quite well as they approach graduation, which is coming up very quickly. We've entered the month of May, and we have 3 weeks left until the classes end and the semester comes to an end, and semester finals are on the horizon. And a lot of these young men are going to be crossing the stage pretty soon. So we're always very proud of our Colt players as we look forward to them playing at the next level. Richardson is on the field taking their warm-ups right now. Richardson is clad tonight in gray tops with gray bottoms, and their alternate color is purple. So they have purple lettering with yellow piping around it, and they are taking their warm-ups right now. The Colts, being the home team tonight, are wearing their white-on-white green pinstripe with the bold Colts printed across the chest in an arc, and their green and white ball caps with the green A on the top, right in the front middle there. We've got the umpires coming on the field. We have a 4-man crew. We've been used to 2-man crews throughout the course of the regular season, and this night we get 4 umpires, 1 at each base, so I have a lot of good coverage out there for the officiating here tonight. We really enjoy getting to play at Grand Prairie Park, the Gopher Park. The reason we're here, obviously, is the rain that we had yesterday. The weatherman, Mom, said that the Arlington area received an average of 2.5 inches of rain just yesterday alone.
I believe it.
It was a torrential downpour, and so all of the Arlington high schools have natural turf fields, and Colt Field out behind Arlington High School was a loblolly, and so Grand Prairie High School was kind enough to invite us over here and let us play here. It's a nice ballpark. It's an all-turf field here on the hill overlooking Grand Prairie High School over left center field. We always enjoy the proximity to the street behind us because the fencing here, the net behind the home plate area, is not high enough to keep a foul ball from actually going out in the street. And we have a fun time keeping tally of how many baseballs actually go out in the street, and some of them hit the cars. We actually saw one land in the bed of a pickup that was traveling by one night, and it made our evening. I had a good time with that.
I'm seeing the young people gathering on the hill over here too, Pops. It's a favorite activity of theirs to go get the foul balls that land inside the fence and get themselves a prize for the evening. And I see several young men over there waiting their turn to get a foul ball.
Well, while we await the official start of the ball game here, let me set the pace for you here with the Richardson defensive positions and their batting order. As Richardson's the visitors tonight, they'll be batting first. So leading off for the Richardson Eagles, number 17, Ozzie Abbs, who will be playing right field for them. Batting second, Tristan Neiman, the shortstop. Batting third, Cole Cage, the catcher for the team. Batting fourth, Barrett Herr, the first baseman. Batting third, Max Hayes, playing second base. Batting sixth tonight, Jake Hayes, playing third base. Batting seventh for the Eagles, Kason Cage, the designated hitter. Batting eighth, Aiden Burasa, the center fielder. And batting ninth, Sully Hale, the left fielder for the Eagles. Now, you may have heard some similar names in there, and we went down and talked to some of the fans, and we found out that second baseman and third baseman, Max Hayes and Jake Hayes, are actually twin brothers playing on the team tonight. And you also notice maybe that the Cage brothers, Cole Cage, the catcher, and Kason Cage, the designated hitter, they are just brothers but not twins. So a lot of family on this team tonight with the Richardson Eagles. Your Colts will be in the field first tonight. Let me run down the defensive positions. We'll catch the Colt offense in between innings, between the top and the bottom of the first inning. So for your Colts tonight, at first base, Matthew Wynn. At second base, Hayden White. Playing the hot corner at third, Danny Bustamante. Shortstop, Mason Hensley. Left field, Axel Alvarado. Center field, Gannon Howard. Right field, London Prater. And your battery for the Colts tonight, Jeremiah Taylor behind the plate. And on the bump, Abe Alvarado, number 20, will be starting this by-district game for your Colts. So, around the horn, Matt Wynn, White, Hensley, Busta. Left field, Alvarado. Center, Howard. Right field, Prater. Taylor behind the plate, and AB on the mound. The umpires are at home plate. The coaches are meeting to visit with the umpires pregame here. The head coach for the Richardson Eagles is Mike Tovar, and he's coming out to visit with our head coach, Coach Brian Womack, as they exchange official lineups and talk about some of the idiosyncrasies here of the field at the ballpark here at Gopher Park. It's a beautiful evening for baseball. It's a little humid, but the temperature is perfect. The wind is negligible. The flag in left center field is hanging limp right now. Let me give you some of the dimensions here at Gopher Park. Down left field and right field lines are 320 to the fence. Left center is 365, as is right center near the scoreboard. And dead center field is 380 feet. It's a picturesque field out there with trees lining the outside of the fence all the way around to the flagpole. And then over left field, you can see the campus of Grand Prairie High School. And it's just a beautiful little ballpark. As I said earlier, all turf here. So if the players are sliding into the bases, we won't be able to see any dirt evidence that they're actually in the game tonight.
They're going to keep their uniforms clean tonight, Pops.
And who does that please most, Mom?
The mothers.
Mothers or the managers, whoever gets
the managers,
the duty of washing up the uniforms after the ball game. The Colts are coming out onto the ball field. They're residing in the first base dugout here at Gopher Park tonight. The Richardson Eagles are in the third base dugout. Colts are lining up for introductions. Randy Russ on the call tonight with the PA, and we'll be stepping aside here in just a moment to do all the ceremony that's involved in Texas high school baseball playoffs. We're really excited to be able to bring this one to you tonight from Colt Field.
Meanwhile, Pomps,
From Colt Field. I wish we were at Colt Field.
Gopher Park.
Gopher Park.
There's a steady stream of fans walking up the hill from the parking lot coming in here, and the stands are starting to fill up. The picnic table area is starting to fill up. There's going to be a nice crowd on hand to see this game tonight.
Coach Womack just gave the let's go signal to PA announcer Randy Russ. He's going to cue up some introduction music, and here we go. You'll be able to hear him a little bit as we turn up the ambient mic and let you listen to Randy.
Here on the campus of Grand Prairie High School for round one, game one of the Texas State Baseball Playoffs, featuring the Richardson Eagles and your Arlington Colts. Let's meet the lineups for tonight's game. First for the visiting Eagles. Batting first, right fielder number 17, Ozzie F. Batting third, catcher number 9, Cole Cage. Batting fourth, first baseman number 5, Barrett Hurd. Batting fifth, second baseman number 3, Max Hayes. Batting sixth, third baseman number 6, Jake Hayes. Batting seventh, designated hitter number 15, Kason Gage. Batting eighth, center fielder number 10, Aiden Barasa. Batting ninth, left fielder number 7, Sully Hale. And pitching number 8, Cal Attell. Ladies and gentlemen, the starters and the rest of the Eagles.
Now we're going to listen to
And now,
the
ladies and gentlemen,
introduction for
here's
your
the
Colts.
starting lineup for your Arlington Colts. Leading off, third baseman number 4, Danny Bustamante. Batting second, the shortstop, number 10, Mason Hensley. Batting third, right fielder number 18, London Prater. Batting fourth, first baseman number 25, Matthew Wynn.
Got you muted.
Colorado. Batting sixth, left fielder number 5, Axel Alvarado. Batting seventh, pitcher number 23, Jeremiah Taylor. Batting eighth, center fielder number 2, Gannon Howard. Batting ninth, second baseman number 24, Hayden White. Also introducing the subs, number 3, Simon Hercules. Number 6, Colin Murphy. Number 7, Sawyer Hutcherson. Number 8, Drew Barrientos. Number 9, Angel Hernandez. Number 12, Dominic Trio. Number 13, Mason Hickman. Number 14, Yadier Gomez. Number 15, Cody Cleveland. Number 16, Jacob Frias. Number 17, Sam Harper. Number 21, Corbin Kraus. Number 22, Brendan Bushell. Number 27, Noah Cifuentes. Number 27, Julian Valiveros. Ladies and gentlemen, your Arlington Colts.
Our appreciation for Randy Russ sitting just directly to my left here. They're giving all the ceremony that is deserved of a by-district round 1 game here. And as the rest of the reserves get set up on the line and the hats start coming off, we'll step aside just for a little bit for the honoring of our nation as Randy plays the national anthem.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise? Please remove your caps as we honor America and Americans around the world with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We always appreciate stepping aside for the national anthem to honor all of those who, throughout the years and decades, have served this country to protect our freedoms, and all of those first responders that are out there. We appreciate all of you. Colts are out there on the defense getting ready to get this game underway. Abe Alvarado on the mound tonight. Abe has a record of 5 wins and 2 losses on the year. He has 40 hits, given up 40 hits, has 16 earned runs on his record, but he has 44 strikeouts. His overall ERA is 2.6 throughout the course of his time on the mound this year. So we're looking forward to seeing Abe have a good, strong outing. There were several outings where we saw him getting stronger and stronger and more confident, and we're looking forward to hopefully seeing that AB on the mound tonight. Let me reset for you again the Colt defense if you're just joining us. First base, Matthew Wynn. Second base, Hayden White. Third base, Danny Bustamante. Shortstop, Mason Hensley. Left field, Axel Alvarado. Center field, Gannon Howard. Right field, London Prater. The battery for the Colts, Jeremiah Taylor behind the plate, and AB, Abe Alvarado on the mound. Richardson is out taking some of their warm-ups. Let me run through their lineup as they'll be first at bat here in the top of the first inning. Leading off, Ozzie Abs, the right fielder. Batting second, Tristan Neiman, the shortstop. Batting third, Cole Cage, the catcher. Batting fourth, Barrett Herr, the first baseman. Batting fifth, Max Hayes, the second baseman. Batting sixth, Jake Hayes, the third baseman. Batting seventh, Kason Cage, the designated hitter. Batting eighth, Aiden Burasa, the center fielder. And batting ninth, Sully Hale, the left fielder. So 1, 2, 3, Abs, Neiman, and Cage for the Eagles. You might have noticed some similar names there. I mentioned it earlier that Cole Cage and Kason Cage are brothers, and Max Hayes and Jake Hayes are twin brothers, so they are the exact same age. The umpire has just pointed down the third base line, and we are ready for first pitch here in the bi-district action between the Richardson Eagles and your Arlington Colts. The umpire points at AB and says, "Play ball." First pitch. A little bit low for ball one. Good crowd here at Gopher Park. Lots of people sitting down the first base line for the Colts. The stands are full. Next pitch is inside for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes to the leadoff batter, Ozzie Abs. Richardson has also traveled well here tonight. Great night for a baseball game. That ball is going to be skied to second baseman. Hayden White gets under it on that short little pop out, and that'll be 1 out in the inning.
Number 2, Tristan Neiman.
Kind of fisted that one, hit it off the handle, and it just popped straight up in the air and right down into White's glove. That'll bring up Tristan Neiman, the shortstop for the Eagles tonight, batting left-handed. Stepping into that left-handed batter's box here for the first at bat this evening. AB's winding his first pitch to Neiman. A little bit outside for ball one. Again, I mentioned earlier we have a 4-man crew here tonight at Gopher Park, umpiring the game at by district level. That next pitch is a little bit high for ball two. 2 balls, no strikes here to Tristan Neiman. Abe looks for the sign from Taylor. The wind, and the 2-0 pitch. Right in there for a called strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike your count. 1 out, nobody on base. You can keep up with all those stats on the scorebook. This one has popped up to the left side, but it's going to go out of bounds over the third base dugout for strike one. Sorry, strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Tristan Neiman. The other ball game on the Zap Network tonight is the Bowie Volunteers at Dallas Jesuit. And they just got started, and Bowie has already got 2 runners on. No, Jesuit's got 2 on in the bottom of the first, sorry. 2-2 pitch from AB goes high and wide for ball 3. Count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to the second batter of the inning, Tristan Neiman. AB's payoff pitch. A little bit low and inside for ball 4. Tristan Neiman draws the walk.
Catcher number 9, Colt Cage.
That brings up the Eagles catcher, Cole Cage. He is also a left-handed batter. Number 9 looks for the signs from his coach in the third base box. Abe takes a glance over at first base at Neiman. Matthew Wynn will be holding him on tight there. Abe comes set in the first pitch. Swung on and missed. 0-1 on Cole Cage. AB comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Jeremiah Taylor throws down the first, a snap throw, but the runner Neiman gets back easily. Not even a courtesy tag applied there. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike on Cole Cage. Another throw over to first base, this time from AB. Again, no courtesy tag applied as Neiman is able to get back quickly. Colts just want to make sure that Neiman is well aware that they know he is on the base. 1-1 pitch home. Swung on and chopped down to Matthew Wynn. Throws to second base. Hensley gets the out there, but has to eat it as the runner came in pretty hard at second base. Fielder's choice on Neiman out there at second base for the second out of the inning. And Cole Cage will be on board at first on the fielder's choice.
First baseman number 5, Barrett Herr.
2 outs in the inning now as Barrett Herr steps into the left-handed batter's box. They've got a lot of lefties on this ball team. Barrett Herr, first baseman for the Eagles. Cole Cage now at first base. Getting a leadoff throw over there. He's out at first base. He got too far off. And AB shot a throw over there and nailed Cole Cage. And he is out for the third out of the inning. Good play there by Abe Alvarado, shooting that ball over to Matthew Wynn. And the Eagles are gone. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're going to step aside and let you visit with our sponsors. This is High School Baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Out and left.
Welcome back to By District action here from Gopher Park. Heading into the bottom of the first inning, let me set the Colt offense for you. Leading off, Danny Bustamante, tonight's third baseman. Batting second, Mason Hensley, the shortstop. Batting third, London Prater, the right fielder. Batting fourth for the Colts, Matthew Wynn, the first baseman. Batting fifth, Abe Alvarado, the pitcher tonight. Batting sixth, Axel Alvarado, the left fielder. Batting seventh, Jeremiah Taylor, the catcher. Batting eighth, Gannon Howard, the center fielder. And batting ninth, Hayden White, the second baseman. The defense again for the Eagles, Barrett Herr over at first base. Max Hayes at second. Jake Hayes at third. Tristan Neiman at short. Sully Hale in left field. Aiden Barasa in center field. Ozzie Abs in right field. The battery for the Eagles, Cole Cage behind the plate. And on the mound, Cal Attal, number 8. Around the horn, Herr, Hayes, Neiman, Hale, Barasa, Abs, and Cage and Attal, the battery for the Eagles. Colts are taking their warm-ups here as AB Alvarado was able to eliminate the one baseman threat in the first inning. There's a goose egg on the board as the catcher just sails the warm-up hit throw to second base out into center field. That's a good sign. Danny Bustamante steps into that right-handed batter's box. Bustamante leading off. Hensley on deck. Prater in the hole to start this bottom of the first inning. We've mentioned a couple of times, big crowd, one of the biggest crowds we've seen all season for this ball game, as well it should be. Here at Gopher Park, playing on the turf field because Colt Field got rained out. Attal, the left-handed pitcher, throws his first delivery, and it's in there for a called strike one. We were calling mentioning in the top of the first, all the left-handed batters that Richardson has, and now they got a southpaw on the mound. That curveball hangs too high and doesn't ever break for ball one.
Pops, I'm looking at the gloves on the hands out in the Richardson defense. There's not that many left-handed right-hand gloves compared to how many are batting left-handed.
Pitch is low and inside. Ball two. 2 balls and 1 strike to Danny Bustamante, the leadoff batter here for the Colts here in the bottom of the first inning. Yeah, may have a lot of switch hitters.
That's what I'm
on
thinking.
This ball club. Attal comes set on the mound. His 2-1 delivery. Swung on and missed by Bustamante. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bustamante steps out and takes another cut. Steps back in the box. He's right on the line on the inside plate side of the batter's box, crowding that plate. 2-2 delivery. Another curveball that hangs too high. Count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to leadoff man Bustamante. Attal comes set on the mound. The payoff pitch. Swung on and hit down the third base line. It's fair, and it's going all the way to the coffin corner. Hale on his way to chase it. He boots it out there. Bustamante around second, and he's going to hold up there as Coach Womack throws up the stop sign. Hale booted it down there in left field and bounced it off the wall right back to himself and was able to recover. But Danny Bustamante with a leadoff double here. Great way to start off the action in the bi-district game.
Number 10, Mason Hensley.
Bustamante hands his batting gear to Coach Krosno, the first base coach for the Colts. Coach Womack down at third base. And that'll bring up the second batter in the order, Mason Hensley, the shortstop for the Colts. Nobody holding Bustamante close at second base. Neiman now shading that direction and going to try and keep him honest. Attal's first pitch, curveball that does catch the zone that time for strike one. Attal finally got that curveball down and to break into the strike zone. Attal a long look at Bustamante at second. Another look, and he comes home. Hensley squares to bunt and then backs out of it and takes a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hensley, the everyday shortstop for the Colts. And great relief pitcher as well. Tell comes home with the 1-1 pitch. Down low in the proverbial dirt here at Grand Prairie. 2 balls, 1 strike to Mason Hensley. Brown turf around the home plate area. Corners of brown turf around each of the bases, and brown turf around the pitcher's mound. Attell takes 2 looks at Bustamante and swings off the mound and fakes a throw to second base. Does not release the ball. And he steps back on the plate to face Hensley with a 2 balls, 1 strike count. Hensley squares the bunt, lays it down to the first base side. He's off to first base. First baseman Herr fields it and throws it away. Bustamante around third. He's going to come home and score. Hensley got to second base. He's going to pull up there with a base hit and an error that'll get him out to second base. And your Colts have the first run of the game. That first run of the game scored by Arlington is their first taco tally. All first runs of the game are presented by Taqueria Taco Express this season. Visit any of their 4 locations on Taco Tuesday for their $10 meal special. First run of the game presented by Taqueria Taco Express. So Bustamante comes in to score on that base hit and error throw by Hensley from the Eagles. And Hensley is at second base. And London Prater steps into the batter's box. 1 out, no outs in the inning. Prater takes a look at the first pitch, and it's a little bit in the low end of the zone for strike 1. Catches the knees. Prater, the right fielder for the Colts tonight. Attell takes a look at Hensley out there at second and comes home. Swung on and hit straight to the fielder at third base. Jake Hayes didn't have to move. The ball went on a line right into his glove. So we're going to call that an L5, and Prater's retired.
First baseman 25, Matthew Wynn.
That'll bring up the cleanup hitter for the Colts, Matthew Wynn. Caught that throw from AB in the top of the inning to catch the runner at first base napping. So with 1 out in the inning here, Attell takes a look at Hensley and comes home to win. Curveball hangs high again, ball 1. Mommy's having a little trouble controlling that curveball. He's releasing it a little bit early.
Yes, he is. And I'm noticing that they're really not trying to hold Hensley on right now. Second baseman's a little close, but the shortstop's way out there.
Next pitch to Wynn. Catches the knees in the strike zone for a called strike at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to Matthew Wynn. Yeah, they're leaving a big gap between the second baseman and the first baseman on the right side of the infield. 1-1 pitch. A little bit too low that time, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Matthew Wynn in his first appearance in tonight's ball game. 1-0 Colts. Bottom of the first inning, 1 out. 1 runner at second base in Hensley. Attell's pitch home. Too far inside that time. And it actually hit Matthew. Umpire says it hit his right knee, and so Matthew will be on board. Wynn will be on board with a hit by pitch, and the Colts have 2 runners on board. Wynn at first, Hensley at second, and Abe Alvarado, the pitcher, coming up to bat with 1 out here in the inning, looking to further help his own cause here tonight as the Colts have that 1-run lead. Abe's first appearance at bat tonight. Early in this ball game, both runners get good leads off their respective bases. Attell wheels and feigns to second base again, never let go of the ball. Second baseman Max Hayes is closest out there to second base, again leaving a huge gap on the right side of the infield. Attell returns to the set position. The runners are going. Pitch is a called strike at the plate, but Hensley is in there at third base safely with a stolen base. Following him after they paid attention to what Hensley was doing, Matthew Wynn took off, and he also stole second. So both runners move up. Hensley now at third base, just 90 feet away. Matthew Wynn out at second. Still 1 out in the inning, and only 1 strike on Abe Alvarado at the plate. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball. Hangs high and inside, says the umpire. 1 ball, 1 strike to AB. Coach Womack giving some encouragement to Hensley down there at third base, telling him what the situation, reminding him of the situation. A pitch home. That ball is just barely hit, almost a bunt down to third base. He chooses to go to first, but he pulls the player at first base, the fielder, off the bag. Hensley's going to score. The runner at first is safe. Wynn makes it over to third, and Abe Alvarado is on with an excuse me base hit. It was like a half a bunt, and it went out to the third baseman, Jake Hayes, who threw wild to first and pulled his first baseman, Barrett Herr, off the bag. So Colts with runners at the corners now and a second run on the board. 2-0 Arlington here in the bottom half of the first inning. And that'll bring up Axel Alvarado, stepping into the left-handed batter's box for the Colts. Axel been playing left field quite a bit during the regular season this year. Runners at the corners. Abe Alvarado leading off. First pitch, he takes off for second base, and there's no throw down there. So Abe will get to second base on a stolen straight-up steal as the Eagles just kind of ignored him. Axel with an 0-run, 0-1.
Infield's pulled in tight, like they're expecting a bunt.
That ball is hit right back to the pitcher, who's going to toss it over to first base. Colts are going to score another run. Matthew Wynn comes across to score. Failed to mention that courtesy running at third base now for the Colts is Murphy.
Catcher number 23, Jeremiah Taylor.
So Murphy running at third base now. Axel Alvarado on the fielder's choice out at first. Jeremiah Taylor. Umpire asks him to take off a towel that he had in his back pocket. Throws it over there towards the on-deck batter, Gannon Howard. Taylor steps in with 2 outs here in the inning for his first at-bat, and a runner still just 90 feet away in Murphy. First pitch swung on and missed. 0-1 to Jeremiah Taylor. Colts with a 3 spot on the board. Good way to start this game off. Next pitch is low and inside. Ball 1. No, 1 ball, 1 strike to Jeremiah Taylor. JT has shown some power this year at times, shooting some balls out to the gaps up against the fences, bouncing off the fences tonight for doubles. He was swinging for the fence there, wasn't he, Mom?
He sure was. He had some power in that swing. He just wasn't able to connect.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Taylor. Murphy just 90 feet away at third. 2 outs in the inning. 1-2 pitch swung on and hit down that third base line. Right past Coach Womack. We may have to give Womack an error on that one.
I was just thinking that.
Went right between his legs. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's over there talking in Murphy's ear, just making sure Murphy's aware of the situation on the field with 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch to Taylor, swung on and hit out to shortstop. Neiman is able to field it cleanly, and he throws over to first base cleanly this time for the 3rd out. We'll score that one a 6-3 putout to end the inning. But not before your Colts put 3 runs on the board. It's Arlington 3, Richardson 0, headed to the 2nd inning. We're going to step aside and visit our sponsors. This is High School Baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Page's Pretty Roots is a Texas-based small business where you can discover handcrafted treasures designed to nurture your body and soul. From custom t-shirts that showcase your unique style to nourishing sugar scrubs and moisturizers made with love. Whether you're looking for a fun fashion statement or all-natural self-care, you'll find something special here. Shop now and experience the magic of handmade by scanning the QR code or searching Page's Pretty Roots on Etsy.com.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
Welcome back to the top of the second inning here from Gopher Park in Grand Prairie, Texas, on the campus of Grand Prairie High School. We are here because the rain situation last night made Colt Field a loblolly, a virtual swamp. And so Grand Prairie is hosting us. We are the home team here on the ball field tonight. And you may notice if you're tuning in a little bit late tonight that Zap is kicking it old school tonight as we are presenting a audio-only presentation like we used to do in the early days of our production. We've got Mom here sitting next to me. Patsy is running the score bug, keeping you up with balls, strikes, outs, and the score right in the middle of a static background baseball field there. The UIL charges teams $250 per playoff game to broadcast video. And so we are doing it old school tonight and giving you an audio presentation only throughout the course of the playoffs. Looking at the score from Dallas Jesuit, the Bowie Volunteers are playing Dallas Jesuit tonight, and Zach and Jot are broadcasting that game. And right now, in the bottom of the second, Jesuit is ahead 4-0 over Bowie with a runner on first in the bottom of the second inning. We're ready to get action started here as the Eagles will send up their 4, 5, 6 hole hitters. Barrett Herr leading off, Max Hayes on deck, and Jake Hayes, his twin, in the hole. First pitch from AB is a little bit low and outside for ball 1. Arlington 3, Richardson 0. Here in the top of the second inning, the next pitch catches that outside corner for a called strike 1. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Barrett Herr. AB on for his full second inning of work. That pitch also catches that outside corner, called strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff batter here in the second inning, Barrett Herr, his first appearance at the plate tonight. That ball's a little bit outside and in the dirt. Jeremiah Taylor has to slide to his left to keep that one in front of him. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and hit to the left side. It's going to go into foul territory over the third base fence. A couple of Colts giving chase. Bustamante and Hensley both end up over there at the fence. Good hustle, young man. Trying to make a play on anything that might have stayed inside. But it's just a long strike, and the count will stay 2 balls and 2 strikes. Colts have kept some tradition here as the entire varsity team dyed their hair, or rather bleached their hair. Under their ball caps, they all have platinum blonde hair. That 2-2 delivery to Herr is low and inside. Count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. AB toes the pitching rubber, gets his sign, goes into his wind, and the payoff pitch. A little bit outside. Did he go around? The third base umpire says, yes, he did go around on that check swing, and he is out.
Third baseman number 6.
First strikeout for AB tonight.
Pardon me, second baseman number 3, Max Hayes.
Herr didn't agree with it, but with a 4-man crew, that third base umpire had a great look at the left-handed batter going too far on the swing. That'll bring up Max Hayes, the second baseman, with 1 out here in the inning. That pitch sails a little bit high for ball 1. Max Hayes playing second base for the Eagles tonight. Abe's wind and delivery is swung on and missed. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike on Max Hayes. Max Hayes' twin brother, Jake, is in the on-deck circle. That ball's fouled back into the netting behind home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Hayes. Got to differentiate, though. Max Hayes. Abe gets a new baseball and gets back up on the pitching rubber. Lines and pitches. A little bit low and outside for ball 2. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out in the top of the second, nobody on base. Pitch from Abe is swung on and popped into the air Gannon Howard floating in from his position in center field and easily makes the catch for a fly ball to center out and the second out of the inning. 2 outs in the inning now, nobody on base. Jake Hayes, the twin brother, third baseman for the Eagles, coming up to bat for his first appearance tonight. AB seems to be pitching with some confidence with some run support on the board. First pitch is a little bit low and outside for ball 1. Abe looks for his sign from Jeremiah Taylor and winds and delivers. That ball's a little bit inside, a little overcompensation there. 2 balls, no strikes to Jake Hayes, the Richardson third baseman. 2-0 pitch from Abe. Umpire says a little bit inside off that corner. Count goes to 3 balls, no strikes. We would expect Jake Hayes to leave his bat on his shoulder for this next pitch. And that one is right down the pipe for a called strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike, hitter's count to Jake Hayes. Abe's wind and pitch. Swung on and fouled off his foot. It goes off his foot out to Bustamante at third base. That was a pretty good smack to get all the way out there to Busta, and Jake Hayes is walking that one off. The umpire's going to dust off the plate, take a little bit more time.
Because, of course, there's dirt on the plate.
Yeah, he's just kind of scuffing it with his shoes, but it's the gamesmanship, letting the young man shake it off a little bit and stay in the batter's box. Count does go to full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jake Hayes steps back into the right-hander batter's box. And the payoff pitch coming from AB. Swung on and down to third base. Foul, says the umpire. Just barely outside the bag as it was going straight down the line. But that first base umpire right on top of it. Count will stay full at 3-2. AB's number 2 payoff pitch. Swung on and hit to right field. Gannon Howard on his horse. Is he going to make the dive? He dives for it and makes the catch and hangs on to it. It was headed for the gap in right center field, but no chance. Gannon Howard tracks it down and gets the third out and gets the Colts out of the inning. Good defense there by Gannon Howard. That'll end the inning. I wish I could give it a different designation than just a fly to 8, because that was a Sports Center catch right there. We're going to be heading to the middle of the inning here and visiting our sponsors. This is High School Baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Hey Arlington residents, if you're like me and tired of rising insurance rates, then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts, offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save by visiting chapman-cornelius.com. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Extraordinaria y auténtica comida mexicana. Aquí encontrarás el mejor menú para el paladar más exigente. Puedes visitarlos en una de sus 3 sucursales ubicadas en Arlington y en Green Prairie. No te pierdas de su grandioso especial todos los martes, Taco Tuesday, de 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrarnos o hacer un pedido, visítalos a su página web taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Welcome back to the Colt half of the second inning. Mom, you said you wanted to share something you're noticing here at Gopher Park tonight.
So I know you can't see this from where you are, but I'm looking down to the right of the stands, and there's a group of young men. They look to be high schoolers. They're all dressed alike, and they all have on white ball caps with red bills and a red M on it. Somebody is here scouting for the future.
Absolutely. It's that time of year. Colts will be sending Gannon Howard, who made that fantastic catch to end the last half of the inning, He's leading off here for his first appearance tonight, and he takes a ball one from Cal Attell, who is on for his second full inning of work. Howard at the bat. Hayden White on deck. Danny Bustamante, top of the order, in the hole. That ball's hit out to shortstop. Tristan Neiman boots it, goes right through his legs into center field. That's going to be an error on that shortstop, and Gannon Howard is going to be at first base. E6 in the scorebook, but the leadoff batter is on base, and that's what's important for Arlington. That'll bring up Hayden White, Colts second baseman. Shows some good sportsmanship, gives a fist bump to Cole Cage, the catcher for Richardson, as he steps into the batter's box. Love to see that sportsmanship. They're rivals, but they're all ball players. Cal Attell comes set, looks over at first base at Howard. The pitch home to White. Nope, throw over to first base. Lefty has that snap throw as he's standing there facing first base. White looked like he was going to square to bunt on that first pitch before it went over to first base. Attell comes set. Looking at Howard. Comes home, squares the bunt, and it is bunted foul behind the plate. One strike on Hayden White. Colts looking to play some small ball here. Maybe even pick up a base hit with the speedy Hayden White trying to lay down the bunt. Bustamante on deck, taking his warm-up swings. Attell comes set and goes over to first again. That looked an awful lot like he was coming home. He looked like he made a shoulder movement home, which could be interpreted as a fake to home, which would be a balk. Gannon Howard back safely. But we're going to keep an eye on Mr. Attell. That ball is bunted down the first base line for strike two. It's going to go foul. Not likely to see Howard try another bunt attempt, as a bunted ball that goes foul with two strikes would be an out. So Coach Womack going through the signs. Likely the hit away sign is in there somewhere, with an no balls and two strike count to Hayden White. Attell comes set, and the pitch home. Runner's going, hit and run, and it's going to be fouled over the first base dugout onto the berm here at Gopher Park, as several young people run over to pick up the ball. We'll do it again at 0-2. Howard was off with the pitch on that one. Hayden White resets himself, steps back into the batter's box. Attell comes set. Pitch over to first base. Gannon Howard is back easily. Go ahead.
It looks to me like Richardson has scouted Arlington High and knows that the Colts are aggressive on the bases. This pitcher is almost obsessed with what's going on over there.
Pitch home was a strikeout pitch to Hayden White, and a snap throw by Cole Cage down to first almost nipped Gannon Howard. He got back on a very close play over there and is still at first base safely. One out in the inning now on the strikeout of Hayden White, and we're back to the top of the order as Danny Bustamante steps in with a runner at first and one out in the inning. Attell comes set, still going to be preoccupied with Howard over there. The pitch does come home, and it's going to be shot to second. Shortstop and through into left field. Another misplay by the shortstop. He got his glove on the ball. I'm giving him an error on that one because he should have made that play, but Bustamante did get good bat on ball. Second error on the shortstop this half inning.
Shortstop number 10, Mason Hensley.
That'll push Howard down to second base. Colts have runners at first and second here with one out, and Mason Hensley up to bat. Danny had a double in his last at bat. Got a single there. Well, I would say a single, except it went off the glove of the shortstop. Mason Hensley stepping in. He got a single and advanced to second base on an error. That's 3 errors tonight on the shortstop. Attell comes set, and he looks back to Howard again. He's still obsessed with Howard. Pitch home is a curveball inside for ball one to Mason Hensley. Hensley scored one of the 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning. So he steps out of the box and takes an extra swing before getting back in. He's right on that inside part of the plate. The pitcher, Attell, whirls and throws to second base. Tag applied by Max Hayes, but Howard back easily.
Pretty sure this inning, this pitcher has thrown to a base as much as he's thrown home.
Good observation, Pat. I tend to agree. Attell does come set, and he does come home this time. This one's popped up in the infield. First baseman Barrett Herr camped under it, and he's going to make the play for the second out in the inning. So a pop to first base is the second out. And that's going to bring up London Prater. 2 outs in the inning now. Bustamante at first, Gannon Howard at second. Runner in scoring position out there. In the speedy Gannon Howard. Prater lined out, just a direct line shot to the third baseman in his first at bat. Looking to get a base knock here and extend the Colts lead. Attell comes set, and he comes home. Ball gets away from the catcher, but it gets away in front of him. Howard not able to advance on that play. Pitch was a call to ball. 1 ball, no strikes to London Prater. Attell set for the next pitch. Wills throws into center field. Howard's going to take off and go to third. Both runners advancing. The throw to third. Howard slides in safely. Attell threw that one wildly away from his second baseman, Max Hayes, out into center field. Barasa had to field it and throw it to third. I'm going to give that an error to the pitcher that advances both runners. So Bustamante advances to second on the E1. Howard advances to third, also on an E1. A base hit here by Prater could plate 2. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. The pitch home. Swung on and fouled at the plate to the right side. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on London Prater. Unfortunately, you never like to see a ball game go this direction, but there's too many errors by Richardson here tonight. That pitch is low for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1, 2, 3, 4 errors tonight on the Eagles defense. Prater with a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Attell's pitch home. Swung on and hit to second base. It's going to get past Hayes into center field. Howard comes home. Bustamante comes home. It's a 2-out single for London Prater. 2 RBIs on that single as the Colts extend their lead to 5-0. Clutch hitting there by the Colts. We like to see that heading into postseason. Matthew Wynn stepping into the batter's box with 2 outs now and only 1 runner on the bases in Prater. First baseman was hit by a pitch his last at bat. That first offering from Attell is low for ball 1. Coleman Cravens, the Colt quarterback, just showed up at the ballpark. Coach Peach is sitting in the front row. Next pitch home inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Matthew Wynn. Good to see the football players and other Colt students out here supporting their friends and classmates here tonight at Gopher Park in this first round game of the bi-district playoffs. That ball from Wynn is popped up and into foul territory over the first base dugout. Kids galore are chasing it as it rolls down the berm. 2 kids were chasing it, but a third one actually caught up to it. 2 balls, 1 strike now the count on Matthew Wynn. That pitch is swung on and missed. Count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2s are wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Only 1 runner on the bases right now in Prater at first. 2-2 pitch from Attell to Wynn. As Prater takes off and he's going to steal a base, but it's for naught because the umpire called Wynn out on a looking strikeout. I looked up and I saw London Prater lumbering down to second base, but all that energy expended for nothing as Wynn sits down. But not before the Colts plate 2 more runs here. It's Arlington 5, Richardson 0 after 2 complete. We're headed to the third. We're going to take a break and let you visit with our sponsors. This is High School Baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org.
Welcome back to the third inning of play here from bi-district action between the Colts and the Richardson Eagles. Fans, the third inning is presented by our friends at Ika Signs. Located in the heart of Arlington, they offer same-day production on certain rush orders and offer a wide catalog of custom printed materials. Call 817-617-2229 to find out how Ika Signs can help your brand's visibility. The third inning brought to you by Ika Signs. This is Pops on the call from Gopher Park. Patsy at my side running the production side of things tonight and throwing in some insights along the way. Over in Dallas at Dallas Jesuit High School, the other game presented on Zap Network tonight, the Bowie Volunteers playing in their first playoff game in 12 years are down to Jesuit 7-0 in the bottom of the third inning, and Jesuit has a runner on second. So the Bowie Volunteers not doing as well as the 5-0 spot we've got here. This ball is hit. First ball hitting Kason Cage is going to hit one to the gap. Axel Alvarado catches up to it out there, and he throws it back in, and Kason Cage is going to lead off with a double for the Richardson Eagles. That ball was hit to the 365 fence out there in left center and just out of the reach of Axel Alvarado, but he played it well to get it back in the infield. Abe Alvarado on the mound for his third inning of work. The designated hitter, Cage, at second base. Center fielder, Aiden Bourassa, stepping in to the plate for his first appearance this evening. Hensley holding the runner Cage close at second. Abe steps off the plate and looks him back. AB toes the rubber here. Comes set in his first pitch to Bourassa. Bunt attempt. Jeremiah throws it down to second base as he felt like Kason Cage was wandering too far off, and Cage is back there safely. Play at the plate is called a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on Bourassa. Got to be wary when JT's behind the plate. He will gun it down there and try to pick you off. AB comes set. His 1-0 pitch home. Square to bunt again. Bourassa pulls the bat back. It was a little bit low for ball 2. Richardson trying to get bat on ball here for a little small ball to push the runner from second to third and have only 1 out and have a runner just 90 feet away. Head coach for Richardson Eagles, actually one of the assistant coaches is out there. I'm not sure which one, but the assistant coach calls his runner off the field. Not sure if it's going to be a pinch runner situation or if he needs a piece of equipment. Oh, we got a little effusion of blood on the runner at second base, Kason Cage, coming over to get that taped up. Assistant coaches for the Eagles, Jason Smiga, Jason Gunter, and Chandler Crane. The head coach, Mike Tovar, is in the dugout for the Eagles, and he has 2 assistants at first and third. Unfortunately, no number designation, so we can't really tell who those assistants are. But we'll give them a shout out. Kason Cage trots back out there to second base after getting taped up. Aiden Barraza at the plate with a 2-balls, no strike count. And we're ready to resume action now. Abe Alvarado takes a look at Cage out there at second. Hensley still shading a little bit close to that second base, trying to keep him close there. Alvarado comes set, and the 2-0 pitch comes home, and it's high for ball 3. Once again, Barraza squared to bunt. Count runs to 3-0. We would expect Barraza to just force AB to come into the strike zone with a pitch here and not offer it anything. AB comes set in the 3-0 pitch. He does waggle the bat in the strike zone, but the pitch is called a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike now to center fielder Aiden Barraza for his first at bat here. Hitters count 3 balls and 1 strike with a runner at second base in scoring position. AB comes set in the 3-1 pitch. Again, the bunt offered at, but it's ball 4 inside. Second walk of the game issued by AB.
Left fielder number 7, Sully Hale.
That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter for the Eagles, Sully Hale. Runners at first and second. Colt, Kason Cage out at second. Aiden Barraza at first. Nobody out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Sully Hale's first appearance tonight. AB's worked himself into a bit of a jam here. Hale's squared to bunt into that pitch. He swiveled into the pitch and then was hit. Coach Womack is going to question and see, did he make any attempt to get out of the way of the pitch by moving into the attempted bunt? The home plate umpire is going to call all of his colleagues together on the mound. You would, by rule, the batter is supposed to try and avoid the pitch, but this Hale leaned into the inside pitch and was struck by it. Initially, he went down to first base on the hit by pitch, but the Colts are claiming that he did not make any attempt to get out of the way of that pitch. They are going to leave him at first base, and Coach Womack's going to come out and talk to the home plate umpire now and get a clarification. Womack does not agree with the call. The umpire seems to be pantomiming that the batter did pull away at the last minute after he had squared to bunt. And that's going to be his explanation that the young man did try and get out of the way of the pitch. Womack lets it lie. And now the bases are loaded. And back to the top of the order. So a double, a walk, and a hit by pitch have the bases loaded, and we're back to the top of the order with Ozzie Abbs, the right fielder. Popped to second baseman White, his first at bat. But the bases are juiced here with nobody out for the Eagles. AB in the windup now, pitches, first pitch called, strike 1. Infield fly rule is in effect should another ball be popped up in the infield. The 0-1 pitch home. This one's going to be hit to left field. Axel Alvarado's right under it. The runner tags Kason Cage coming home. The throw into the infield is going to be kept by Bustamante at third base, and the runner scores on the tag. So the fly to left field is the first out, and Kason Cage tags at third base and comes home. So the Eagles have their first run on the board. With 1 out now, Aiden Barraza at second base, Sully Hale at first, and Tristan Neiman up to bat with 1 out. Neiman drew a walk his first at bat this evening and was out on a force at second. First pitch from AB to him is a little bit outside for ball 1. Barraza at second, Hale at first, 1 out in the inning. AB comes set. The 1-0 pitch, low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes to Tristan Neiman. JT tried to frame that pitch for the home plate umpire. He wouldn't have anything to do with it. On deck for the Eagles, Colt Cage, the brother of the designated hitter. AB comes set. The 2-0 pitch home. Squared to bunt. He does lay it down. AB fields it, throws it to first, and he throws it away. Barasa is going to score. They're going to hold Sully. Oh, there's a runner going too far to second. The runner has no idea what's going on. They're going to let him go back to second. Nope. Now they're going to come home with it. Frantic play here. AB gets them onto the plate and tags the runner out at home. On the crazy play there, the batter runner had no idea what was going on and ran all the way to third base, and 2 runners ended up on the base. The Colts chased him back to second, and then the runner from third, Barasa, came home, and AB threw the ball home and nailed Barasa at the plate.
Catcher number 9, Colt Cage.
A lot of confusion there from the Eagles, but there's a second out in the inning now. On the throw out at home, the runner, Sully Hale, is at third. There are 2 outs in the inning. That'll bring up Colt Cage. No balls, 1 strike to the batter, Cage. One ball, 1 strike to the batter. Abe's delivery gets away from JT, but it bounces off the batter in the left-handed box and stays right there in front of him, so no advance by the runner, Tristan Neiman, at third base. 2 outs in the inning. 2 runs have come across for Richardson. That's going to be a base hit into center field. Neiman's going to come home to score. And it's 5-3. Arlington still on top. Umpires telling the Eagles coaches to pick up some equipment that's left on the field. Half the Eagles dugout came out in celebration.
That was something that runner at third base tossed off between pitches, and they left it lying there.
That'll bring up first baseman Brett Herr. That one's chopped out to White, who fields it cleanly, gets it to win for the 3rd out of the inning. The Eagles are finally retired on a grounder, second base to first base for the 3rd out. But not before Richardson puts 3 runs on the board. It's Arlington 5, Richardson 3 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll step aside and visit our sponsors. This is High School Baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Ika Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Ika can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ikasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Ika Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll remind you that the 3rd inning is presented to you by our friends at Ika Signs. A little bit of a rough inning there for the Colts as Richardson was able to get a couple of hits, walk, hit by pitch, get some runners on, and then a timely hit, and they put 3 runs on the board to narrow the gap here. It's Arlington 5, Richardson 3 heading to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Colts will be sending the 5, 6, 7-hole hitters to the plate. Abe Alvarado leading off. Axel Alvarado, his cousin, on deck. And Jeremiah Taylor, the catcher, in the hole. The other game on the ZAP Network tonight is Bowie Volunteers in their first playoff appearance in 12 years. They're over in Dallas playing Dallas Jesuit. They're in the top of the 4th inning, and Jesuit is up 9-0. Tough going for the Volunteers tonight on the Zap Network with Zach and Jot Holly on the call in Dallas tonight. Pops and Mom bringing you action tonight from Gopher Park as Abe Alvarado strolls to the plate.
Abraham Alvarado.
Cal Attell on the mound for his 3rd inning of work for the Eagles. Alvarado leading off. Axel Alvarado on deck. Jeremiah Taylor in the hole. Alvarado got a base hit his first at bat, but stranded the runner at 3rd base back in the 2nd inning, in the 1st inning. First pitch from Attell. Curveball hangs a little bit high, ball 1. Attell comes set on the mound, getting the sign he wants from his catcher. That's another curveball, but that one's hit to left field. It's going over the head of the left fielder all the way to the wall. Sully Hale misjudged that one. Coach Womack is going to hold Alvarado at 2nd base, and Abe Alvarado leads off the bottom of the 3rd with a double. Yeah, he misread that. I'm going to give Abe a double on that one, but Sully Hale out in left field totally misjudged the trajectory of that ball. We're going to have Colin Murphy coming in to run for AB at 2nd base.
Left fielder number 5, Axel Alvarado.
And that'll bring up Axel Alvarado, the Colts left fielder. Grounded to 3rd his first time at bat this evening. So Attell takes a look at 2nd base for AB. Axel Alvarado in the left-handed batter's box for the Colts with nobody out. The pitch home. Curveball that's swatted to left field. That's going to drop in front of Hale for a base hit. Coach Womack's going to hold up Murphy, and a good thing he did. Hale did a good job getting that ball back into the infield quickly. Coach Womack throws up the stop sign for Murphy. So a runner at 3rd base, just 90 feet away, and Axel Alvarado with a good Texas leaguer out into left field at 1st base. That'll bring up JT Taylor in his first at bat tonight, grounded out to the shortstop. Runners at the corners for your Colts with nobody out. Attell comes set in his first pitch home. Curveball that hangs high. He's really been having trouble getting that curveball to break where he wants it tonight. It's very inconsistent. It's got some good action on it, but he's letting it go too soon, and it's hanging high. Attell set. Throw over to 1st base.
Very preoccupied with that runner.
Yeah, he really focuses on those runners when they get on base. Axel back easily, not getting a huge lead off over there at 1st base. But yeah, Attell really seems preoccupied anytime a runner gets on base. Wants to keep Axel there, so keep runners at the corners. But he goes over there again, and again, Axel's he's back 3 steps early. JT steps out of the box and looks down to Womack at the signs he runs through. Possibly setting up a hit and run count call here. The pitch does go home. He squares to bunt. He spun it down the 1st base line, but it's going to go foul. A little suicide squeeze action there. That ball tailed a little bit foul down that 1st base line. And it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count to JT at the plate. Get the ball back out to Attell. He comes set, gets his pitch call, looks at first at Axel Alvarado and comes home. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and hit to the right side, foul up onto the hill behind 1st base dugout. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I'm pretty sure there's about a dozen kiddos over there trying to get those foul balls at this point.
Yeah, a lot of extra kids here tonight enjoying the balmy evening here. JT squares to bunt again with 2 strikes on him, but he pulls the bat back and the pitch is inside. Count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Jeremiah Taylor, the premier defensive catcher for the Colts. All district honors last year, setting himself up for the similar honor this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He shows bunt. Attell comes home with it. And it's swung on and hit to right field. The right fielder is charging in. It's going to fall in no man's land. Oh, the foul ball. Umpire calls foul. The second baseman, Max Hayes, really showed some fantastic hustle. Slid at the last minute, but he was not able to catch that pop in foul territory down the first base line from Jeremiah Taylor. Lots of action, lots of hustle, but just a foul ball. There is something going on out in left field. It's not a chicken, is it, Mon?
No, I was just thinking the same thing. There's a ball out there.
Yeah, there's a loose baseball out there. We referenced the chicken because at Arlington High during the Martin series, it always seems to be a tradition for the FFA folks to let loose a chicken in right field sometime during that series, and it happened this year. The pitch home. Swung on and hit again to the right side. 3 players running and chasing it. It's going to be in foul territory. This time, Max Hayes is able to catch up to it for the out. So a pop-up, we're going to call it a pop-up in foul territory to the second baseman, and that's the second out of only the first out of the inning. I'm trying to get us out of here too soon. First out of the inning.
Number 2, Gannon Howard.
Runner still at the corners for the Colts with 1 out. Gannon Howard stepping into the plate. He got on board with one of the errors, one of the misplays by the shortstop for the Eagles tonight, and ended up scoring on another error from the pitcher. Squares to bunt, lays the bunt down on the first base line, but it's going to go foul. 1 strike count to Gannon Howard.
Pops, we have a note in the chat that says there's 3 generations of Wades in attendance at tonight's game. John Sr., Jace, and grandsons. We want to thank the Wades for their support of Zach Arnold Productions.
Longtime supporters, glad to have them here in attendance tonight. The pitch home is a looping curveball that does break enough into the strike zone for a called strike 2 on Howard. No balls, 2 strikes on Gannon Howard. Murphy at third. Axel Alvarado at first, and a throw to first. A little bit off target. Boy, Attell's got to be careful. With a runner at third, he can't throw it away at first. First baseman Barrett Herr had to lean over the runner, Alvarado, to keep that one in his glove. Attell's 0-2 pitch home. Swung on and fouled back behind us. Count will remain, no balls and 2 strikes.
Fortunately for Attell, Herr is a long, tall drink of water and had lots of stretch there to be able to reach for that throw.
Cal Attell comes set and the pitch home. The 0-2 delivery is swung on and chopped out to the third baseman. He's going to field it and bounce it to first and past the first baseman. The runner comes home from third. Murphy scores. Alvarado makes it all the way over to third on the play, and on the error, Gannon Howard gets out to second base. Another error from the Eagles. I'm going to make that an E5 on that play.
Second baseman, number 24.
Gannon Howard gets it all the way to second base on the play. Murphy scores, and Axel Alvarado is at third. And we've got a visit at the mound from head coach, this time Mike Tovar for the Richardson Eagles. Lots of activity on that play. Gannon Howard out at second base now on that error from the third baseman, bouncing the throw past Barrett Herr at first. Murphy was at third, scored easily. Axel Alvarado, who was at first, trots over to third. So Colts have runners at second and third, still with 1 out in the inning. And the new score, Arlington 6, Richardson 3.
Home plate umpire thinks that's enough of a visit. Goes out to break it all up. We're not seeing a pitching change at this point.
No, Coach Tovar just went out to remind his infielders of the situation with runners at second and third and 1 out, where they need to throw the ball, and some encouragement, a little pat on the rear to his pitcher, Cal Attell, who stays in there to face Hayden White. Hayden White now stepping in.
What we don't have a good angle on is the bullpen down there to see if Richardson has somebody up and throwing.
Alvarado at third. Pitch home. Ball 1. Howard at third. Howard at second. Axel Alvarado at third. 1 out in the inning. 1 ball, no strikes to Hayden White at the plate. White a strikeout victim, his first at bat. Danny Bustamante on deck here. That pitch is low and inside for ball 2. Two
balls,
no strikes. Attell comes set. Swung on and missed by White. 2 balls, 1 strike at the plate. Attell looks for the sign from his catcher, Cole Cage. Comes set. The 2-1 delivery. Low and inside. Cole Cage did a good job keeping that one in front of him and not getting away, or we might have another run on the board.
3 balls, 1 strike. Hitters count.
Howard steps in. The 3-1 pitch. Down low, ball 4 as Hayden White does a good job working that pitch. Series of pitches and earning the walk. Bases are now loaded. And it's the top of the order coming up.
Number 4, Danny Bustamante.
Bustamante stepping in. Got a double in his first at bat. Reached base on an error in his second inning. Has scored 2 of the 6 runs for the Colts tonight. Holding down the hot corner at third. In the field as AB is on the mound tonight. AB getting plenty of run support so far with a 6-3 lead. Colts looking for more with nobody outs here. No, 1 out, sorry. 1 out on that little pop to second base. Attell comes set. The first pitch to Busta. Low and inside, ball 1.
Right before that pitch, the Richardson catcher was standing there making a motion repeatedly.
That pitch home is a curveball that does catch the strike zone for a called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bustamante. Bases full of Colts. Attell's 1-1 pitch. Swung on and chopped foul to the left side. It's going to go into the Richardson dugout. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Busta. Mason Hensley taking some cuts in the on-deck circle. Bustamante steps back in. Attell comes set. And the 1-2 pitch home. Whoa, the Colt faithful not sure about that one as the umpire rung up Bustamante on a looking strike. Looked inside from here, but I'm not the man behind the plate. And now there are 2 outs in the inning. Bustamante down on a 3rd strike. Mason Hensley steps in. Hensley with a base hit in his first at bat this evening. Could use one here to bring some of these ducks in from the pond. That ball gets away from the catcher. Here comes the runner from third. Throw home. It gets away from the catcher. Womack's going to hold him at third. Axel Alvarado trots in, scampers in from third for the 7th run for the Colts. The other 2 runners move up. Gannon Howard to third. Hayden White to second on the play as Cole Cage misplays that one and it skitters away for a run. Hensley, 1 ball, no strikes on him. That ball is popped up behind us. Cage pulls his helmet off and gives that one a look, but it goes onto the berm behind us here. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Mason. Coach Colby Hensley, the Colt football defensive coordinator, down on the right side of the stands, taking some film of his son. 1-2 pitch, gets away again almost. What a play by Cage there. I'm not sure if Attell is just pitching that wildly.
That pitch was definitely inside.
2 balls, 1 strike to Hensley. Cage dangerously close to losing another one there. The pitch home. Inside again, and it gets away from Cage this time. Here comes the runner from third. Howard's going to score. I'm not sure whether to score that a wild pitch or a pass ball because Cage is getting glove on ball, but the pitches are so wildly inside.
So erratic.
The consensus in the score box here is a wild pitch. Attell's just really crossing his catcher up right here, making it really hard for him. Attell comes set now with runner at third. And that one gets away, and here comes the runner from third. It's the fourth pitch. Hensley runs down to first, but in to score is Hayden White for the Colts' 8th run of the inning, and this is just a meltdown. Attell can't get anywhere close to the plate, and he's wild pitched 2 runs in a row here, not giving his catcher any kind of a chance.
Some of the infielders are coming in to encourage him, having a little conference on the mound.
Hensley ends up at first base on the walk, but on that second wild pitch in a row, Hayden White comes in to score. So working that walk turned out to be a run-scoring opportunity there for Hayden, showing good patience and an eye at the plate. Colts still with 2 outs, a 9 spot on the board now, 9-3 Arlington. And in steps London Prater. Prater got a 2 RBI single in his last at bat. I'm a tad surprised that Tovar hasn't come out and yanked Attell. Not sure what their pitching depth is.
That's what I was wondering, Pops. If you're looking at possibly 3-game series and you've got to count pitches, he may be holding out.
Yep.
Because he doesn't have enough depth.
He just doesn't have the throwers at his disposal. And he's got to stick with Attell here. Attell comes set in his first pitch to Prater is inside again. The wildness of Attell is inside. That's where he's having his trouble.
Right.
And the catcher, Colt Cage, is at times having trouble keeping up with it. It's 1 ball to Prater. Looks at Hensley and throws over there to first base. Hensley back easily. 2 outs in the inning, 1 runner at first. 1 ball, no strikes to Prater. Should he get the opportunity, Matthew Wynn taking some cuts in the on-deck circle. For Richardson, the throw home. A little bit more under control that time, but inside nonetheless. 2 balls, no strikes to Prater. Prater's a tall man, but that one was inside neck high.
Which means he's released early again.
Mm-hmm. Yes. 2 balls, no strikes to London Prater. Attell is granted. Number 18 takes another cut outside the batter's box, inside the circle here at Gopher Park. Attell comes set. The 2-0 pitch home. Curveball, chopped down the third baseline foul. This time Womack makes a good play on it and gets it back to the pitcher. Good job there, Coach Womack. We know he listens to the ball game, so we got to give him a shout out.
Especially since we called an error on him earlier.
2-1 pitch, curveball inside. They want to see if London went around on it. First base umpire says no, he did not. Count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike on Prater. Attell looks in for the sign from his catcher Cage. Likes what he gets. Comes set. The 3-1 delivery. Inside, ball 4. Prater takes the free pass. Now I'm going to caution the Colts here. We do have 2 outs in the inning. I want to score as many runs as we can, but we're fixing to mess up my score sheet here. As Wynn steps in as the 9th batter of the inning.
First baseman number 25, Matthew Wynn.
Colts up 9-3, have played at 4 runs here in the bottom of the third.
Colts have scored in every inning, Pops. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 4 in the third.
I'll tell you what, I'll be just fine if we need to move the score sheet over a little bit to another column. Wynn was hit by a pitch in his first at bat, struck out in the second inning. Got runners in scoring position out there in Hensley. First pitch is low and inside, ball 1. Wynn holding down first base for the Colts as he always has this year. Playing well in the defensive side. Swung on and missed. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike to Matthew Wynn. Attell looks for the sign, finds one he likes, takes a look at Hensley at second. Comes home with the 1-1 pitch. Gets away from the catcher, but nobody advancing because it was to the third base side of home plate, which is where it's been going all night if it gets away from him. But Cage able to catch up to it.
Quicker than he has in the past.
Quicker and able to keep the runners in their positions on the bases. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Wynn. The throw home. Curveball hangs inside, ball 3. Hitters count for Matthew Wynn. But Attell really struggling to get one right down the pipe over the plate. 3-1 pitch, low and inside, ball 4. That'll push Prater to second, Hensley to third. Wynn takes up first base. And Pops has to go to another column here on the score sheet as the Colts are sending their 10th batter of the inning to the plate in pitcher Abe Alvarado with the bases loaded.
You know, Pops, I may be wrong, but I could swear I just saw 2 of the field umpires look at the dugout like, are you going to take him out?
That ball is hit to right field, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. Hensley's going to score. Prater's going to score. Oh, my. Colts getting timely hits, but Attell just had to come home on that 3-1 pitch, and Wynn drove it. Wynn out at second base. Alvarado catches up with it, drives it, and gets on base. He'll be run for again by Murphy. So Murphy at first, and Axel Alvarado up to the plate with runners at the corners. First pitch is a ball. Murphy trots down to second base, unopposed. Matthew Wynn over at third, talking with Coach Womack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs. Axel gets a bat on ball and goes straight up the middle for a base hit. Here comes Wynn from third. Murphy steams around and scores from second. The Colts plate 2 more runs on a base hit. A 2-run ribby by Axel Alvarado. Matthew Wynn scores from third. Colin Murphy scores from second. Axel Alvarado with the base hit. Axel over at first base. Still 2 outs in the inning. And now Coach Tovar for the Eagles comes out for his second visit this inning, and that's going to require a change in the pitcher. We're going to wait and make sure it's official, but most likely we're going to see a pitching change here as Coach Womack comes down from third base to talk to JT, who's the next batter up here in the inning. JT will be the 12th batter of the inning. The score is now 13-3. Arlington on top in this first game of the bi-district series against the Richardson Eagles. The home plate umpire is going out to break up the conference on the mound. Coach Tovar with his entire infield. Tovar questioning something the umpire has said to him. I think the umpire may be reminding him that this is his second visit of the inning. Coach Tovar may be arguing that he was consulting with his defense and not talking to his pitcher in that first visit. Coach Womack is paying close attention to what's going on out there because I don't think they're changing pitchers, and there's some disagreement between Womack and his staff about what was the purpose of that first visit from Tovar. Now Attell is walking off the mound. Lots of extra time taken there as we are going to make a pitching change. Number 16 will be on the mound. We'll tell you who that is. That final signal from Coach Tovar is a sign of a pitching change. And the next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, or other print materials, Ika Signs is the local printer to call. 817-617-2229 is the number, and tell them Zap sent you. We'll step aside and tell you who the new pitcher is right after these commercial breaks. We'll be right back. This is High School Baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
Back to action here at Gopher Park on the campus of Grand Prairie High School. By-district action, the first game of the by-district series between the Richardson Eagles and the Arlington Colts. And the new pitcher for Richardson is number 16, Shaden Mullman. Mullman now pitching for the Eagles. Cal Attell really struggled tonight. Colts scoring in every inning tonight. Colts really pouring it on with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs this half inning to take a 13-3 lead. JT in at bat. First pitch from Mullman is a called strike 1. Colts have a runner at first base in Axel Alvarado with 2 outs in the inning here. JT gets tired of waiting on Mullman and asks for time and is granted said time at the plate. Mullman now comes set and we're ready to go. The 0-1 pitch swung on and tapped behind us for strike 2. Gannon Howard comes down to pick the ball up. He's in the on-deck circle. If JT is able to get one in play and get on base, Howard will get another shot here. Taylor popped to second base in his first at bat this inning. 0-2 pitch is hit down the third base line. It's fair past the third baseman. He's able to dive and keep it in his glove, but he has no play anywhere on the bases. JT with a straight up base hit down that third base line is on base. That'll push Axel Alvarado down to second. And with 2 outs, Gannon Howard gets his second at bat of the third inning.
Number 2, Gannon Howard.
Gannon Howard reached base on an error, made it down to second base on a stolen base, got as far as third, and then Attell wild pitched him home. So he's already scored 1 run this inning. Still in the bottom of the third inning. Pops has had to go to a second column here on the score sheet. Howard, the 13th batter to approach the plate this inning for the Colts. Runners at first and second. The pitch from Mullman outside for ball 1. Axel Alvarado at second. Jeremiah Taylor at first. Back-to-back base hits from those young men. New pitcher, Shaden Mullman, pitching to Gannon Howard. 1-0 pitch. Called a strike. Catcher throws down to first base, but again, Mom, you mentioned how tall Barrett Herr is, and he needed every inch of it that time because it was fixing to go down the right field line. 1 ball, 1 strike at the plate to Howard. The delivery. Another called strike. Looked outside to me.
It looked outside. It looked way outside.
1
to
ball
me.
and 2 strikes now to Howard. Maybe the umpires are widening the strike zone here as the score gets wider and wider apart. That pitch is swung on and missed. Finally done with the bottom of the 3rd inning, but not before the Colts take a 13-3 lead here into the 4th inning. We'll step aside and take a break to visit our sponsors. This is High School Baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com. Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
Welcome back to action here at Gopher Park on the campus of Grand Prairie High School. The by-district round first game between Richardson and your Arlington Colts, and the Colts poured it on. The Eagles had narrowed the gap to 5-3 going into that inning, and the Colts put 8 runs on the board. Cal Attell was chased from the mound. He had a very difficult night on the mound tonight. Several wild pitches in that inning brought runs home. And finally, Coach Tovar made a change, and Molman was able to get them out of the inning. Abe Alvarado probably had to spend some time in the bullpen. that half inning went so long.
Well, and it was stretched even farther because the new pitcher worked very slow.
Yeah.
He was not in any hurry to throw that ball.
He was not. He was not. So 13-3, your new score going into the top of the 4th inning. Abe Alvarado is back out on the mound for his 4th inning of work. The Eagles will send up their 5, 6, 7-hole hitters to the plate. Max Hayes will be leading off, and his twin brother Jake Hayes is on deck, and the catcher, Kason Cage, is in the hole. Max Hayes, Jake Hayes, Cage, the 1-2-3 batters to face Alvarado in the top of the 4th. AB getting plenty of run support here tonight from his offense, and he's been pitching well. And his first delivery here in the 4th inning bounces in as I say that.
We don't talk about pitching, Pops.
I know, we shouldn't. The announcer's jinx. 1 ball, no strikes to the leadoff batter, Max Hayes. Flied out to center field, his only appearance tonight. That ball is hit to left field. Axel Alvarado is right there, takes 2 steps to his right and puts it in his glove for the first out. It looked good off the bat, but it went straight to Axel.
He didn't have to go very far to get it either.
No, he did not. A couple of steps, and he had it. 1 out in the inning. That'll bring up Jake Hayes, 3rd baseman for the Eagles tonight. Jake has flown out to center field, his only at bat this evening. AB's wind and first delivery to Jake Hayes is a little bit outside for ball 1. Checking in at Dallas Jesuit, it's still Jesuit 9, Bowie 0 in the bottom of the 6th. Keeping up with the other team on the ZAP network. That pitch from Abe Alvarado is a little bit low for ball 2. 2-0 pitch. Catches that outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. AB's wind and 2-1 delivery. Swung on and hit out to Hensley at shortstop. He plays it cleanly over to Wynn, and that's the second out of the inning. Shortstop to first. 2 outs. That'll bring up Kason Cage, the poor catcher, the designated hitter, brother of the catcher Colt Cage, who had so much difficulty in defense that last half inning. This is his brother, Kason, the designated hitter. Got a double his last time at bat. First pitch from AB with 2 outs. A little bit outside for ball 1.
I don't know. I thought I saw that pitch called a strike a while ago. Maybe I'm not seeing right.
1-0 pitch from AB. Swung on and missed, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the DH, Kason Cage. AB's wind. And the pitch. Curveball, strike 2.
It was a pretty pitch.
Nice movement on that curve. Cage looked at it for a called strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs here. Cage asks for time at the plate, and it's granted. Takes a practice swing, steps back in, and he's ready for the 1-2 pitch from AB. The delivery. Called strike 3. Catches Cage looking, and the Eagles go up and down. 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the 4th inning. That'll take us to the 4th inning stretch, presented by Taqueria Taco Express. Featuring a wide, authentic menu, Taco Express can solve any Mexican food craving like the one I have right now. Order online to collect points or for free food, or get 5 tacos and a large agua fresca on Taco Tuesdays for just $10. The 4th inning stretch, presented by Taqueria Taco Express. We'll go visit our sponsors, and we'll be right back. This is high school baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing.
If you're a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage, or perhaps just navigating the complexities of Medicare, look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial auto, or even life and health insurance, their agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
Welcome back to the booth here, and we've got a special guest here. We've got John Wade Sr. in the booth with us. Mr. Wade, it's so nice to have you visit the booth, and nice to meet you in person. Would you like to say anything to the fans tonight?
Well, this is such a special occasion, and I would like to see more Colt fans out here to watch the team play, but we have good support, and the Colts are really doing a great job. And if you need a roof, remember, call John Wade Roofing.
Got to get that plug in there. That's great.
Go Colts.
Go Colts. Thank you, Mr. Wade.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, good to see you.
All right, fans, we're going to make a few changes here as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Noah Cifuentes will be pinch hitting for White, leading off here. Number 4, Danny Bustamante, is on deck. We'll keep an eye on any other changes that might be brought by Coach Womack here as we head on into the latter parts of this game. With the Colts up 13-3, Noah Cifuentes getting an at-bat. Mullman with his first pitch way outside and gets away from the catcher, Cole Cage, all the way to the backstop. Busta comes over and picks it up. And it's an 1 ball, no strike count for Noah. That next pitch is going to be a little bit low. This is a different pitcher. This is number 7. Number 7 for the Eagles. We'll find out what his name is here. He turned his back, and it's a 3-0 pitch to Cifuentes.
Are you sure that's a 7, Pops? Because I don't even see a 7 on the roster.
Yeah, we'll wait. We'll wait and see before we. But 16 was the Mullman. Comes set for the 3-0 pitch to Noah Cifuentes, and Noah draws a walk to start off the 4th inning. And there's a number 7. That's clear as day right there, Sully Hale.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sully Hale, the new pitcher on for the Eagles. And we're going to give you some information here that a between-inning pitching change. New pitcher on the mound during the break, a sign of a change. The next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, or other printed materials, Ika Signs is the local printer to call. 817-617-2229 is the number. And tell them Zap sent you. Between-inning pitching change brought to you by Ika Signs. Number 7, the former left fielder, Sully Hale. We'll find out where the other defensive changes are. But Hale now on the mound for the Eagles. Cifuentes not at first base. He's got a pinch runner down there. That is not Noah.
No.
Noah is a man of substance, and this is not him. We'll see who peeks out from behind the first baseman, Brett Herr, down there. 24 running. The batter that was pinch hit for is now running at second base, Hayden White. So Cifuentes draws the walk. Danny Bustamante up at bat has a 1-1 count on him as we're figuring out who's where. Who's on first?
Are you sure that's
What's on
Danny?
second? That's Danny. I saw number 4. That ball's hit straight to the third baseman. He throws to second for the force out there, and the relay to first is not in time. So White is out on the force play on the fielder's choice. Danny Bustamante legs it out and is safe at first base. 1 out in the inning, and Mason Hensley comes up to bat. Hensley with a base hit and a walk to his credit, and he's scored 2 of the 13 Colt runs tonight. Hale comes set on the mound, and the pitch home. Gets away from the catcher. Danny Bustamante runs down to second base. Even though there's a throw down there, it was not nearly in time. And Bustamante with the wild pitch advance. I've got more WPs on my score sheet than I've had all season. 1-0 count to Hensley. That pitch is in there for a call. Strike 1 from Hale. 1 out in the inning. 1-1 count on Hensley. Danny Bustamante in scoring position out at second. 1-1 pitch is wild, way up in the air. An attempted curveball, it looked like, that just really went high and to the left of the catcher, Cole Cage. That man's earning his money tonight, fans. Cole Cage is really struggling to keep up with those balls. 2-1 to Hensley. That curveball is released properly and hits the strike zone for a called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Mason Hensley.
I noticed Mason has moved over.
Yeah, he's batting from the left-handed batter's box now with the right-handed pitcher.
Yes.
Yep, good observation, Mom.
So we have a 3-2 count because the last pitch came in wide to the outside.
Payoff pitch from Hale. The pitch goes behind Hensley. Cage is able to catch it and keep it in his glove, but what a crazy way inside to Mason Hensley to put him on first base. Danny Bustamante still at second. Hensley at first on the walk. London Prater steps in for his 4th at bat of the evening. 2 RBI single to his credit in the second inning. Colts with runners at first and second with 1 out. First pitch, curveball, called strike 1 by the home plate umpire. Prater playing right field for the Colts, as he has done for most of this season, regular season. Hale comes set in the pitch home. Down in the dirt, Cage has to play hockey goalie there to keep that one in front of him, bouncing off of his chest protector. 1 ball and 1 strike to London Prater. Alvarado at Axel at second. Jeremiah Taylor. No, that's not right. I'm looking at the wrong inning. Come on, Pops. 2 balls and 1 strike. Who's on base? Who's on first? Danny Bustamante at second. Hensley at first.
You're just confused by all the
shifts in the columns.
Yes.
That one's fouled off over the first base stands onto the berm there. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The bottom of the 4th inning is being scribed in the 5th inning column. So there's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. I mentioned the hockey goalie and PA announcer. Rusty turned on the hockey game on his phone here. Next pitch to Prater is outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We got a score there. See, they don't have a fancy score bug like we do. Payoff pitch coming from Hale to Prater, and it skips in, and Prater takes the free pass. 2 walks in a row by former left fielder Sully Hale, now on the mound. That'll push Bustamante over to third. Mason Hensley goes down to second. Prater at first. Bases loaded for Matthew Wynn. Matthew Wynn with a hit by pitch and a score in the first inning, a walk and a score in the bottom of the 3rd. And now he's got an opportunity with 2 runners in scoring position here with the bases loaded with 1 out. Hale comes set in the first pitch to Wynn. Swung on and missed for strike 1. There's a score. It's Dallas Stars 0, Colorado 0 in the first period. Early in the first period. It's just started. Hale comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Win.
I have to say, Pops, I don't think I've ever seen a pitcher deliver a pitch quite like that one.
Unusual motion from Sully Hale. That ball's hit out to shortstop, who boots it again right to Tristan Neiman, and he boots it again for another error and another run for the Colts. Danny Bustamante comes in from third. Mason Hensley goes over to third, take his place. London Prater down to second. Matthew Wynn on with the E6. I have not seen so many errors by the same player. Poor Tristan Neiman is having a rough night out there at shortstop.
It makes you wonder if their usual shortstop is injured and he's covering.
Quite possible. There's a shot, a base hit, clean base hit past Neiman into left field. That'll bring home Hensley from third. Prater steams in from second to score. Matthew Wynn ends up at third, and Abe Alvarado with a double.
We're going to have a pinch runner here for AB. I'm guessing it's Colin Murphy. Yes, that's who it is.
Running at second base, Colts number 6, Colin Murphy.
The throw into the infield from out there allowed Abe to get to second on that.
Stepping into the left-handed batter's box is Axel Alvarado, who ducks to miss an inside pitch.
1 ball, no strikes to Axel Alvarado here. 1 out in the inning. 3 more runs plated for the Colts. That pitch catches the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know what I'm going to credit this little outburst here to is the personal visit from John Wade Sr. to the booth.
I think you're right.
That next pitch to Axel is outside for ball 2.
I'd rather that pitch be outside than inside. The last two were sure close.
Yeah. Runners at second and third. 2-1 delivery is high, ball 3. It was a lot of fun to meet John Wade Sr. We've met John Jr., and it was fun to meet John Sr. tonight. He came up in the booth looking for us. We had a fun time visiting with him. Axel works the walk. 4 pitches, 1 base, and the bases are now loaded for Jeremiah Taylor. Matthew Wynn at third. Murphy running at second base. Axel Alvarado at first base. And still just 1 out in the inning. Hale comes set. The first pitch to JT. Swung on and tapped into the infield. It's going to be fielded by the first baseman, who throws it wildly away, trying to get the force out. They lackadaisically play the ball, and the second runner scores. Hensley. Matthew Wynn scores. Murphy scores. The Eagles threw the ball away. The first baseman, threw it away, trying to get the force out at home, and that allowed 2 runners to score. Matthew Wynn comes in on the tap. Abe, who got Murphy to run for him, comes in behind him.
Number 14 coming up.
Axel is going to be at third base now. Kind of hard to keep the score sheet up.
And we have a new batter.
JT is at second.
Now batting number 14, Yadir Gomez.
But we have a new batter here. Yadir Gomez, number 14, stepping into the left-handed batter's box. And it looks like Coach Tovar is going to change pitchers.
Another pitching change with the score up to 18-3. The signal from the coach is a sign of a pitching change. And the next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, or other materials, Ika Signs is the local printer to call. 817-617-2229 is the number, and tell them Zap sent you. We'll tell you who the new pitcher is right after this commercial break. This is high school baseball on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. New episodes drop monthly featuring news, reviews, discussions, and tangents on all our favorite franchises, including Marvel, DC, Star Trek, Star Wars, Stranger Things, Harry Potter, Jurassic Park, Dune, Godzilla, Firefly, Pixar, Doctor Who, Indiana Jones, The Last of Us, James Bond, House of the Dragon, Ghostbusters. I think you get the picture. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences, and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org. Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Back to live action here in the pitching change break, and the new pitcher on the mound is number 11, Dylan Johnson, now on for the Eagles, trying to stop the bleeding here in the bottom of the 4th inning with the Colts up 18-3. Left-handed pitcher will be delivering to Yadir Gomez, the pinch hitter for the Colts here for Gannon Howard. Bases for second and third, curveball sails wildly outside for ball 1.
How's your score sheet, Pops?
It's fixed to be messed up again. Jeremiah Taylor at Axel Alvarado at third, Jeremiah Taylor out at second. Second pitch is another ball Colts have still just one out in the inning here and runners in second and third. Gomez, high. 3 balls, no strikes from Dylan Johnson.
That was kind of inside, too. Chased Gomez out of the box.
3-0 pitch coming here. Gomez squares to bunt. And that's ball 4, says the umpire. Gomez down to first base on the walk. And Hayden White will come in to bat for himself this time, as the first batter of the inning was Noah Cifuentes, and then Hayden ended up running for him after he drew a walk, and Hayden's up again. 9th batter of the inning.
Is that 9 or 10?
That's the 10th batter of the inning, and I have to go to another column.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky I have my, and we need these people for a sponsor. I have my erasable pen here. The Friction clicker pen made by Pilot. This curveball sails inside from Dylan Johnson. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hayden White. The 10th batter of the bottom of the 4th. I got to go to work tomorrow, guys. That pitch is called a strike by the home plate umpire.
He wants to go home.
I'm not
too.
sure it was really in the strike zone, but let's just move it on. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Hayden White. Sorry, Hayden. I'm sorry you're getting the
short end
wide,
of the stick.
Yeah, exactly. That pitch is swung on and hit
Speaking
to
of
right
which.
field. Abs is on to make the catch. Coming home from third is Axel Alvarado after tagging up. Axel scores run number 19.
Pops, this looks like a football score.
The fly ball to right field retires Hayden for the 2nd out of the inning.
Now batting number 9, Angel Hernandez.
Back to the top of the order, but not Bustamante. It's Angel Hernandez stepping in to take his cacks. Angel Hernandez batting for Bustamante. Writing that into the score sheet, and I go back to the top of the 2nd column of bottom of the 4th inning here.
Which is actually on your score sheet, the 6th.
6th, yeah, I'm in the 6th column, but the bottom of the 4th. Bases with Colts at 1st and 2nd here. Jeremiah Taylor has already scored. Actually,
First pitch is a strike.
first pitch is strike. I think we got a courtesy runner out at 2nd.
I think so.
Because that is not
That's not-
Jeremiah Taylor.
Mm-mm.
This one's popped up towards center field. Barasa is going to catch it for the 3rd out. And mercifully, the end of the 4th inning has passed us with the fly ball to center field for the 3rd out. That'll take us to the top of the 5th inning. We'll step aside and let you visit with our sponsors. This is High School Baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
Go.
Welcome back to live action here from Gopher Park on the campus of South Grand Prairie. Your score 19 for the Colts, 3 for the Eagles. And we've got a new pitcher on the mound during the break, which is a sign of a change. The next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, or other print materials, Eka Signs is the local printer to call. 817-617-2229 is the number, and tell them Zap sent you. And who is the new pitcher? None other than number 17, Sam Harper. Sam Harper now on the mound for the Colts. And we may be getting all kinds of defensive changes. The ones I can keep up with: third base, Danny Bustamante out. Number 9, Angel Hernandez is in. At shortstop, out is Mason Hensley. In is number 16. I'm sure I saw a 16, but I don't see a 16 on the lineup.
I do. Jacob Frias.
Jacob Frias. Short. We're all trying to figure out who's where. Jacob Frias, is it short? We'll keep looking. Number 6 is over at second base. That's going to be Murphy. Murphy's been busy on the base paths running for AB tonight. Let's see, that's Wynn still at first.
I can't see numbers in the outfield well enough to help you with that one, Pops.
And in second base, Colin Murphy, and out in center field, Yadier Gomez.
Okay,
we have a new catcher, but his gear is covering up his number, and we can't quite see the new catcher.
And Yadier Gomez is now in center.
Swing and a miss to the first batter for the Eagles, Burasa, and it's an 0-1 count. We also have a new center fielder. Who did you say that was, Mom?
Yadier Gomez.
Gomez in center field. Wholesale changes.
And
Sam Harper's second pitch home is swung on and missed for strike 2.
And is it possible that 13 Mason Hickman is this catcher? 15?
First pitch, second pitch hit to the gap between third and short, right in between Frias and Hernandez. And the first batter of the inning, Barasa, is on with a base hit. That'll bring up the pitcher that replaced Hale. This is going to be Johnson at bat.
Pitcher number 11, Dylan Johnson.
Dylan Johnson taking Hale's place in the batting lineup. Sam Harper comes set on the mound. First pitch to Johnson. Swung on and tapped out to third base. Hernandez fields the ball, throws it to Wynn, gets the out over there. Good play there by Angel Hernandez.
And the runner advances to second.
Get the out at first. Barasa makes it down to second on the play, but there's one out in the inning, and the top of the order coming up in Ozzie Abbs.
Number 17, Ozzie Abbs.
Abbs has popped to second and flown to left field in his 2 at-bats this evening. Steps in here against Sam Harper. On in relief for a very good performance from Abe Alvarado. First pitch, a little bit high for ball 1. Abe had tons of run support tonight to help him hold Richardson to a 3-run spot on the board. Abe went 3 full innings of work tonight. Sam Harper takes a look at Barasa at second. The 1-0 pitch home. A little bit high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Ozzie Abbs, the right fielder for the Richardson Eagles. 19-3 your score. Colts on top here in the top of the 5th inning. 2-0 pitch. Catches that inside corner for a call, strike 1. Harper's ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Not ahead in the count. 2-1 pitch. Harper looks at Barasa at second and comes home. Nope, he decides to step off the plate. Pitch is high for ball 3. We have finally identified the Colt catcher, number 13, Mason Hickman. That pitch from Harper is a called strike 2. JT taking the rest of the night off as Hickman now takes on the battery duties with Sam Harper taking the count full to 3-2. Payoff pitch is swung on and battled off for a foul. Count stays 3-2. Lots of players for the Colts getting some valuable playoff appearance and experience here tonight with a 19-3 lead. Harper set in the payoff pitch again. Sails a little bit outside for ball 4. So Ozzy Abs on board with the free pass. And that'll bring up
number 2, Tristan Neiman.
the shortstop, Tristan Neiman. Neiman's had a very tough time tonight at shortstop. Multiple errors, to his credit, have attributed to several of the runs that are on the board out there. Left-handed batter steps into the box against Harper. First pitch from Sam. A little bit outside for ball 1. Hickman tried to frame that one and bring it back into the zone. Umpire said, no. 2 runners on here with 1 out for the Eagles. Barasa at second, Abs at first. Harper's 1-0 pitch. Neiman squares to bunt, but the ball's outside for ball 2. Harper looks into Hickman for the sign. Comes set with a look at Barasa at second and the 2-0 pitch home. In there for a called strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike to count to Tristan Neiman. Neiman drew a walk in his first at bat. Scored 1 of the 3 runs in the 3rd inning. The 2-1 pitch from Harper. High and tight. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike to Tristan Neiman. Hitters count here with 1 out in the inning. The 3-1 pitch. Outside for ball 4. 2 walks in a row delivered by Sam Harper. And that loads the bases. Ozzy Abs goes down to second. Aiden Barasa down to third. Barasa with a leadoff single. Bases loaded, 1 out here. Harper's first pitch to Cole Cage, the much beleaguered catcher in tonight's ball game. The starting pitcher for the Eagles threw several wild pitches as Attell had some difficulty with his control. That swing and a miss is strike 1. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike to the catcher Cage. We're going to have a pinch runner here trot out for Richardson. See if we can catch his number here. Nope, with no numbers on the front of the jersey, it's a little hard to see through the young man and figure out what his number is. We'll catch you up on that if we get the opportunity.
Maybe a 4, which would be Michael Thrailkill.
Pitch from Sam Harper. Swung on and hit to right field. Prater's right there. Didn't even have to move. Runner from third doesn't even try to tag up and come home. And that's the second out. I almost want to call that a line out. But a fly out to right field is the second out of the inning. Base is still loaded. That'll bring out left-handed batting first baseman Barrett Herr. Herr with a strikeout and a ground out to second, his 2 appearances tonight so far. Harper's wind and pitch. Bit low and inside for ball 1. Base is full of Eagles, 2 outs. With 2 outs, we're approaching the potential of a run rule in this ball game. Did he go around? Yes, the home plate umpire says he did. We invite you to stay tuned for the John Wade postgame show coming up at the conclusion of tonight's ball game. 1 ball, 1 strike to Barrett Herr. Low and inside, ball 2. 1 commercial. Two balls, 1 strike to count to Barrett Herr. Sam Harper's wind and pitch. Swung on and hit high in the air. London Prater hovering under it. And he's going to make the catch. And that is the ball game. The run rule takes effect here after the Eagles' half of the 5th inning. And your Arlington Colts win game 1 of this bi-district series 19-3. We're going to step aside for a brief break and come back with the John Wade postgame show. This is high school baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Welcome back to the postgame show, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. John Sr., who we got to meet tonight.
Yes.
We got to meet and talk with John Wade Sr. He came up to the booth tonight. First time we've actually had a chance to shake his hand. And he got on the microphone and talked to us for just a little bit here in the middle part of the ball game. John Sr. played for Arlington High School and was team MVP in 1976. He also played for TCU and UTA football, earning all conference and conference champion honors. After a stint with the Houston Oilers, he started roofing in 1982 and has never looked back. His legacy on the gridiron is now matched by the legacy the company has built in the community for over 40 years. The next time you have roofing needs or gutters, painting, solar, or more, call the family that does more at 817-265-5520. 19-3, Mom. What are your impressions of this ball game as we head into the post-game wrap-up?
Well, it was actually kind of hard to put the bat on the ball because the ball was all over the field. And when we did, there were a lot of errors coming from the Eagles defense. And so I just kind of feel sad that it worked out the way it did. Clearly, Arlington was much more talented than Richardson tonight. And I kind of felt like the coach was holding back on pitching. Once we reached a certain point, it was like, we can't put our best guy that we've got scheduled for tomorrow in there, because then what do we do tomorrow? And so it just kind of spiraled. And so in that regard, it was sad.
Yeah. When I look at my score sheet, there were runs scored in every inning tonight. Every player except one plated one of those runs. Danny Bustamante had a double and reached base on an error. Hensley had a base hit and reached on 2 walks. Prater had a 2-run RBI and drew 2 walks and scored 2. Matthew Wynn hit by a pitch and walk and scored 3 runs. Abe Alvarado, a base hit and a double, and a base hit and a double. What a pitching performance for him, and a great performance at the plate. Axel Alvarado, 3 base hits and 2 runs scored. Jeremiah Taylor getting on base, getting a base hit. Howard getting on base and scoring 2 runs. Noah Cifuentes getting on base for Hayden White. Hayden White getting a walk and a run. There was just so many runs scored with 19 put on the board that I had to use multiple columns to get through the barrage that the Colts put up tonight. As we mentioned, Abe Alvarado pitched good 3 innings, giving up only 3 runs, and was replaced by Sam Harper in that last inning. And Harper did a good job getting the Eagles he delivered 2 walks, but he got 3 putouts on a fly ball and a ground ball to third. And so the Eagles never did score in that 5th inning. And so Harper did a good job coming in off the bench for a little relief work. So there's just not a whole lot to say about what went on tonight, because the Colts just absolutely poured it on the Richardson Eagles, and your final score was 19-3.
I texted Zach and told him what was going on, and his response was, I knew we matched up well. I didn't know it was this well.
Yeah, Richardson was the lower seed in their district coming in. Arlington was the top seed in our district. And when you get that kind of a matchup, then you're looking to have an advantage. Now, on the other side of the Metroplex, at Jesuit, the Bowie Volunteers came in at a middle route, and they came in against the top seed in that district, the Dallas Jesuit Rangers. And the Rangers ruled the Volunteers tonight 10-0. And so it was a tough go for Bowie, but it was a good game for the Colts here tonight as we take game 1. And now tomorrow night, we'll be looking forward to another broadcast from Zach Arnold Productions at Richardson High School. And hopefully, with Danny Bustamante on the mound, it'll be a no-brainer that the Colts will dominate once again. Too many errors tonight also by Richardson. I mean, wild pitches, letting runs score, multiple errors at shortstop. It was just a very difficult game to watch for the mistakes that were made tonight. So hopefully Richardson can play a little bit better, a cleaner ball game tonight, but they're going to run into a buzzsaw with Danny Bustamante on the bump for the Colts tomorrow night.
Yes, they are.
That game will be broadcast by Zach Arnold and Jot Holly up there in Richardson. And Mom and I will be watching those same Bowie Volunteers play the Jesuit Rangers at the ballpark at Bowie, hopefully tomorrow, pending the weather situation that may be raining on us again. We shall see. Be sure to tune in to sign up for all the Zach Arnold Productions socials on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and we will keep you up to date on any changes that might come due to the weather.
Yes, all of those will be found under Zach the Voice on all social media.
Thanks, Mom. So we're going to step aside now and wrap up all the chords and take our leave from Gopher Park, our home away from home here. Your final score, Arlington 19, Richardson 3, and we'll take it to Game 2 in Richardson tomorrow night. Until then, I want to thank my wife, Patsy, for her great work on the production and the insights that she had tonight. And we will bid you adieu and wish you a safe drive home. And we'll be back on the air tomorrow night. Zach Arnold giving you the game for Arlington and Richardson. And Mom and I will be with Bowie and Dallas Jesuit. So until then, good night, folks, and have a safe